Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. The title of our next Irene Dunne movie tonight is 13 Women, although you see only 11 women in the cast, and it's really about Myrna Loy wreaking havoc on 7 women. So you may ask, why is it called 13 Women? Well, because when it was filmed, there were 13 women in the story. But then there was a sneak preview of the film, and from the feedback received from the audience, 2 of the women were snipped out of the movie. One reason they were snipped out is because the film ran too long. Another reason is because Irene Dunne had just had 2 huge hits with the movie Cimarron and Backstreet, and her bosses decided that if they cut out a couple of the babes, there would be room to add more footage of Irene Dunne. Anyway, don't count, just watch. Now, besides Irene Dunne, one of the pleasures of this film is watching Myrna Loy during the period in her career when she was often typecast as exotic vamps before she became the screen's ideal wife in films like The Thin Man. But in our movie, she's half Asian and half mad, bent on revenge because she wants to get even with the girls who did her wrong back in school when they blocked her from entering a sorority because they didn't like her racial mix. So here's Irene Dunne with Myrna Loy as 2 of the 13 women, or 11 women, or 7, or however many there are. From RKO Pictures in 1932, also with Ricardo Cortez, Florence Eldridge, who was Mrs. Frederick March at the time, and with Jill Esmond, who was Mrs. Laurence Olivier at the time, all in a movie called 13 Women. The lady who played Jo in this movie was Jill Esmond, who at the time was married to a very young Laurence Olivier. And the girl who played Hazel was actress Peg Entwistle, young starlet in Hollywood at that time. And soon after making this film, she grew despondent because she was getting very little work as an actress. And on September 18th, 1932, 2 days after this movie opened in theaters, she went up to the famous Hollywood sign in the Hollywood Hills, climbed up on the bar of the H, and threw herself off. And because of that death, she accomplished something she hadn't otherwise been able to do. She became famous. Stick with us. Up next, Irene Dunne returns again with Ricardo Cortez, this time in a story by Fannie Hurst, author of such famous movie stories as Backstreet, Humoresque, and Imitation of Life.